Warlocks are impossibly powerful gods known as demons or channelers, who can channel the light and void forces known as Fel abilities on behalf of Sargeras, the demon deity who created the Burning Legion to extinguish the godlike entities known as Titans. Fel energy is basically light and void energy, which Chris Metzen previously defined as both demonic and entropic death energy. Despite the reality that energy cannot be generated or destroyed, some argue that fictitious Fel energy may be formed while denying that it is created as an entropic death energy. Still, Fel magic, which now symbolizes Fel disorder, is the cruel energy fueled by pulling life from living beings, which works in Sargeras' advantage when fueled by drawing life, since Sargeras wants life pulled from the cosmos. Fel spells perform precisely what Sargeras wants them to do, and they're used by warlocks to obliterate things. Warlocks are primarily magical practitioners known as necromancers, as channelers who perform what all warlocks do, following Sargeras' Burning Legion to drive things to oblivion, as acolyte followers who strive to comprehend Fel-based magics or employ Fel magics. Warlocks can rule a death titan like Argus, command demonic minions to enforce arcane magics, harvest souls, invoke the netherwill of the dark demon master Sargeras, make a minor sacrifice, a living necrolyte or two, obliterate the land around them, raise the dead with soulstones, and use chaotic Fel powers to transform things into aberrations, like liches. Warlocks can engulf distant foes in a scorching blaze, sending them fleeing in panic and anguish, or infecting them with corrupting illnesses and curses that sap their energy. Many who have faced the fury of these practitioners of the profane now choose to fight with a warlock rather than against one. Warlocks use a mix of devastating diseases and black magic to scorch and kill vulnerable opponents. Warlocks attack their opponents from afar, while their demon companions defend and improve them. Cunning warlocks enable their minions to absorb the brunt of enemy blows in order to save their own skin as physically weak spellcasters without strong armor. Warlocks are the most powerful orcish sects, guiding necrolytes through the dark portal in quest of ultimate power, or necrolytes of orcish cults. Incantations and rituals invoke the terrible power of the underworld Helheim. These Hades' evil brothers venture where no one else dares. Their towers contain the key to unleashing the very essence of evil on anyone who stands in the way of their nefarious schemes. They have the ability to cast spells that channel fire and brimstone of hell through their bodies, as well as summon huge beasts, even demons. The first warlocks and wielders of black magics, the Eridar of the Burning Legion, are said to have been corrupted from the mighty and magically attuned Eridar of Argus. Warlocks exist on the periphery of civilization in most nations, tolerated but not trusted. Human warlocks gather in the basement of Stormwind Pub in secret. Thrall voiced dissatisfaction with the warlocks within the Horde, but recognized their value. He permitted them to function inside the Cleft of Shadows. Conventional spellcasters often see the warlock's magic as futile effort to boost their own power, while many who associate with demons succumb to corruption. Horde and Alliance warlocks advise manipulating demonic energies to one's desire without falling to total corruption. These spellcasters have the ability to conjure demons to serve them, as well as to unleash a variety of agonizing spells that slowly eat away at foes' lives. Warlocks are physically weaker than other classes, but they make up for it with their powerful spells and demonic minions. Warlocks are among the most powerful spellcasters, and they often rely on the sacrifice of their own blood to fuel their magical abilities. Soul shards and mana are both used by warlocks. Warlocks usually start with all 5 of their shard slots vacant, and as they fill them, they steadily devolve. Certain skills will create shards, while others will cost shards, such as summoning demons. The warlock's capacity to manufacture healthstones and soulstones is also quite strong. The inventory is used to conjure these goods, and only one of each may be generated and kept at a time. If the user logs out from the warlock character for more than 15 minutes, healthstones and soulstones will vanish. A warlock isn't a healer by any means. Healthstones, on the other hand, may be donated to party members, and soulstones can be thrown on them. Warlocks may make a healthstone to trade it to another friendly player to heal others or themselves. Create Soulwell generates a soulwell from which members of the party or raid group may harvest healthstones. Warlocks may utilize a soulstone on a companion or themselves before dying, enabling them to revive without having to use the graveyard. The bonus is removed if a warlock uses a soulstone on another member of their party and the warlock or that person departs the party. When an opponent approaches melee range, the warlock's best chance is to utilize disable spells to flee or deploy minions to distract the opponent. Warlock is far from powerless if gaining rage is impossible. Warlocks may drain life to heal while dealing small damage, Soul Leech to absorb damage, Unending Resolve to lessen damage, Fear to occasionally frighten foes away, and Demonology warlocks can share damage suffered with their minions through Soul Link. Professions that have been suggested: Tailoring and Enchanting. Tailoring and Enchanting are the most common combination of professions for warlocks. Both professions have routinely offered BOP functionality that benefits spellcasters and is otherwise unavailable, such as Master Spell Thread and Enchanting Greater Spell Power. Other important professions. The other professions do not give anything specifically for warlocks, however they may generate much more revenue depending on server economics. Secondary professions. The secondary profession of first aid is highly recommended for warlocks. This is to reduce the amount of mana a healer must spend to heal party members. This is particularly true for warlocks who may heal their minions with their own health. Endgame expectations. Warlocks are used in raids because of their high DPS and raid usefulness. The skills of warlocks may provide a lot of help to groups, and they are frequently the main source of ranged DPS. When used correctly, Seed of Corruption provides a warlock an incredibly efficient AoE DPS without putting the raid in jeopardy. It is incredibly advantageous to use Summon to transport latecomers, conjure soulstones for raid recovery, and distribute healthstones. Fear, Banish, Enslave Demon, Shadow Fury, and Howl of Terror are just a few of the warlock's distinctive CC abilities. Warlocks gained increased usefulness as a result of the Burning Crusade. With the inclusion of the Soul Well, distributing Hellstones became considerably easier and more comfortable. Warlocks are now allowed to summon past instance borders with patch 2.4. This made changing players in the middle of the raid extremely easier. Changes in Wrath of Lich King. Warlocks do a lot of damage thanks to a clever mix of damaging spells, dots and pets, and their new skills and abilities reflected that. The damage of numerous abilities has been enhanced, and the cost of mana has been cut, making them more efficient for the warlock to utilize. To enable access to several crucial skills early in the game, talents were combined and pushed up the tree. Furthermore, summoning a Dreadsteed or Fellsteed no longer consumes any mana and has no effect on the global cooldown, ensuring that mounts function in the same ways as everyone else's. The way pets were treated was the most important change for the warlock. All Demon Masters training were eliminated, and all demon talents and spells were learned automatically when pets leveled up. The demon talents were altered in certain ways. They instantly learn avoidance at level 10 for example. Blood Pact works for the whole raid, thus you don't need to put a warlock in a specific group. Consume Shadows dramatically improves the stealth detection of close teammates. Some abilities were totally deleted and replaced with new ones, such as Fell Intelligence and Shadow Bite on Fell Hunters, which replaced Paranoia and Tainted Blood. Overall, pets got the same care and attention as the other classes in the game, resulting in them being better, stronger and more terrifying. And that concludes the Warlock's tale. Thank you for listening, and I will see you next time.